it comes to being the main character in your own story, you need to assess your situation. You need to be honest with yourself. You need to sit down and really understand where you are as a human and where you want to be. You need to sit down and think about, am I doing the things necessary to live the life I want to live? Am I being the main character? Or am I being the victim in this story? So what it means to be the main character is that I'm going to show up every day. I'm going to hold promises true to myself. I'm going to follow through with the goals that I've set for myself, and I'm going to accomplish those goals. When you sit with the mindset that I'm a victim to everything that happens to me, where maybe I grew up with a circumstance that wasn't, the best circumstance, or, I grew up poor, or I grew up in a poor education system where I wasn't able to learn certain things that were beneficial, you are always going to hold yourself to a lower standard. And yes, you might grow up in those positions in your life. You might have terrible schooling, or you might be broke, or whatever. But it's the mindset in the end of the day that's going to set you apart from most people that are trying to get to a certain goal. Because I can tell you myself, I wasn't raised fortunate with a lot of money, or, there's a lot of things I didn't know growing up, and I had to go through, a ESL course because my dad spoke Spanish, Even though I did speak English, it's just like I had to go through certain things that other kids didn't have to go through. But I'm not going to make that an excuse for why I can't do what I need to do now. So when you have your own autonomy, your own self thoughts, and your own self, will to do things, you're going to understand that I really can set the outcome of my life. I have the decisions to make things happen or not. The fact that I can breathe and I can walk every day and I can show up and do something about it is enough to be the fact that it's possible. The fact that you can move, the fact that you can show up, the fact that you can do something you want to do makes you the main character in your own story. As long as you're following through and doing the things that you're supposed to, you're going to win. When you start thinking very negatively, when you start thinking in I have to have this outcome by this time and I don't have delayed gratification, that's something I always talk about. Delayed gratification, sitting through, and even though it's not happening the way you want to immediately, I'm being honest with myself, and I'm going to still push through towards my goals. I'm going to accomplish what I need to do, because at the end of the day, I know what I want, the life I want, and the life I want to live. So that's what the main character is. It's follow the true goals that you have set for yourself, show up every day, and just be him. Do what you have to do on a daily basis, even when that motivation's not there, even when the discipline is lacking at times. You have to be honest with yourself and just show up and do something about it. And everyone's going to have their tough times, or their ups and downs, their adversities. But it's the fact that you show up and you hold true to the promises that you made for yourself. Not letting a company rule your life, not letting someone say, you're not making progress, or your physique doesn't look that good, or, that, hey bro, you're not going to make it, or talking shit behind your back. These are all little things that happen on a daily basis, no matter what. And if you let any of that shit get to your head, you're going to lose. You're going to lose the battle when you have lost in your mind. If you're already losing in your mind, you've lost the battle already. You have to have a positive mindset. You have to always be striving for something great, something more than what you are currently living in. You have to, because you cannot settle with just things that you want to improve, but you just don't do it. It's okay to be, thankful and, be comfortable, but there's only so much comfortability I believe that you should have, because if it's going against the person you truly are, or who you truly want to be, then you're not going to be the person you want to be at the end of the day. You need to show up and do what's necessary to be that person. You have to do it. You have to be him in your own story. You have to live the main character life. You have to have that mindset to want to be better every day, even if you're not doing something every day. It's that mindset. It's all here at the end of the day. You need to get rid of that victim mindset. You need to get rid of all those negative thoughts. You need to get rid of the past and stop holding on to it. That is people's biggest, negative thing that pushes them back or holds them back from doing what they want to do, is that they're always thinking negatively. They're not allowing themselves to let go. You have to let go. You have to realize that, hey, if I want to get lean, bro, I'm going to have to lock the fuck in, and I need to surround myself around people that, are going to help me get there, or going to support me on this journey. I'm going to have to cut out all the goofy shit I was eating before, all the fast food I was eating on a daily basis. I'm going to have to sit there and prep my food, weigh my foods, track my meals, do my cardio, because I want to do what's necessary to be the best version of myself. And that's what I always talk about on this channel. It's about fitness, but it's also about life. It's about everything that comes into account. It's everything in life. That's why fitness is so stressed on my channels, because it takes so much work, it takes so much effort, and it takes a literal identity shift, because it doesn't just take, the average person cannot just get lean. The average person can't just build a great physique. That's why it's so important. I talk about getting lean and building the great physique, is that it teaches you to gain confidence. It teaches you to hold promises true and, become the person that you are always destined to be. So when you start doing things that are going to make you the main character, such as getting lean, teaching yourself new skills, grooming yourself, taking care of your appearance, the way you dress, everything, little by little, you don't have to do it perfectly. But when you sit there and you do one thing at a time, and you actually hone in on that shit and you lock in, you will be the main character of your story. You just have to be willing to show up. You just have to show up. Just like this video, man. I'm in my car right now. It's like almost 8 p.m. It's not the perfect conditions. I'm probably stuttering on this video, but I don't give a shit, because I have some value I can give to you guys about what I know, my process, what I've gone through, and I know the experiences I've dealt with getting lean, as well as everything else in my life that I can give back to this channel. And I'm showing up even in the circumstances are not the best, because I know that, hey, this was a good topic that came up on my mind. I'm going to talk about it so I can spread the word, spread the message, bro. You got to do things that aren't always going to feel right in the moment. There's never a right time to truly do something. There's never a right time. You just have to do it. You waiting for a job to just give you a $5 raise when you've been there for 10 years and nothing's changed. You've been doing the same shit. They don't want to train you on something else. And you're just hoping. You're leaving in the hands of somebody that doesn't give a shit about your scenario, your case. You're letting them design your life, make decisions for you. So you need to start taking accountability with your actions, whether you want someone to just decide things for you, or you're okay with the circumstances that you're in, or are you willing to fucking say, no, I'm not dealing with this shit. I'm going to be this person. I'm not going to work for this person. I'm going to go to the gym on a daily basis. I'm going to fucking show up and eat the right stuff. I'm going to better myself. I'm going to make myself look better. I'm going to feel better. Everything, anything. You need to be that person. You need to be honest with who you truly want to be. In order to be the main character, you have to be honest with yourself. And that's what a lot of men are doing, is they're not being honest with themselves. They're holding on to excuses. They're holding on to hope that something was just going to change out of nowhere. Like, oh, I just think that, I'm just going to get the perfect job, or I'm just going to get lean out of nowhere, that one day, that it's just going to be one day, when it's not one day. It's this day, today. Today is the day. And that's what it is, man. That's all I got for y'all. It's your boy Sub Zero. I'll see y'all later.